Hello everyone, I'll be discussing advancing equity in early child education. This is a review of the National Association for the Education of Young Children 2019 position statement. I'll be exploring the main points of the policy, how it connects to child development theories and ACEs research, and also share how it relates with my own experience working with young children. I chose this policy because I think equity and inclusion are at the foundation of what it takes to have good early education. The purpose statement for the NAEYC is to create professional standards and advocate for policies that help all young children get access to quality learning experiences. They like to promote learning opportunities for every child regardless of race, language, ability, gender, or family income. This 2019 statement on advancing equity was created to guide teachers, schools, and communities into making early learning environments fair, inclusive, and respectful for every child. This policy also explains that equity is more than treating everyone the same. It means seeing that each child has their own needs, strengths, and experiences. It also asks us as educators to notice biases and barriers in our classroom and work towards removing them. These are the core principles of the policy. These statements were built around several key principles. So the first principle was to remind us that equity is different from equality. Equality would mean giving everyone the exact same resources, but equity means making sure each child gets what they specifically need to succeed. The second focuses on anti-bias education. The NAEYC encourages educators to look honestly at their own assumptions and biases, since everyone has them, and to make sure those biases do not affect how we treat family or children. The third is to emphasize cultural and linguistic responsiveness. This means valuing children's home languages, family traditions, and identities as strengths instead of challenges. The fourth policy highlights inclusion. Children with disabilities and developmental differences should have full access to learning opportunities and not be separated or limited in participation. And finally, they stress that the importance of family and community engagement. Families are seen as partners in the learning process. Families are seen as learning partners in the process, and equity grows when schools and families work together. I think these principles show that promoting equity is not just a classroom issue. It needs to happen at every level, from individual teachers to the education policy. So this is going to be the theory and ACEs research. So I did the Bronfenbrenner's system theory and then the ACEs research for adverse childhood experiences. The position statement connects really well to major childhood development theories. For Bronfenbrenner's systems, he explains that children are influenced by many systems such as families, schools, communities, and society. The NAEYC policy fits well with this because it emphasizes that equality must be addressed in all of those areas, not just in the classroom. It shows that teachers can support children by creating inclusive, supportive learning environments, while also including the family and community to help with the development of children. How it ties to ACEs research is by looking at their early childhood experiences. We know that stress, trauma, discrimination can affect a child's brain development and lifelong health. Equity-focused, trauma-informed classrooms can help reduce these negative effects. By building safe, inclusive, and nurturing spaces, we can actually support children's resilience and long-term development. In my own experience working and volunteering in early childhood settings, I've seen how this can be very powerful. When classrooms reflect children's cultures, whether through books we read, through the songs we sing, or even pictures on the wall, kids light up. They feel proud of who they are and start to see their identity as something valuable. I've also learned how important it is to build strong relationships with the families. Sometimes families face challenges like language barriers or limited access to resources, and it's our job to meet them where they are with understanding and support. This policy really reinforces for me that equity takes intentional effort. It's not something that just happens automatically. It's about constantly reflecting, learning, and adjusting our practices so that every child feels safe, respected, and able to succeed. The key takeaways from this policy is that equity is a professional responsibility and not an optional goal. As educators, we have to be aware of our own biases, create environments that honor diversity, and advocate for fair treatment for all families. When we make equity a priority, we're not only helping children reach their potential, we are also shaping a more just and inclusive society. The kind of changes that definitely help in early childhood. All right, thank you for listening to my video.